All right, let's get Dr. Bruce in here for an injury report. Dr. Bruce, the big one, the quarterback put on a knee brace early in the third quarter. So what did you see with him moving around, and who else may have been a little banged up today?
In watching the game, I saw him limping off the field, and I was concerned, obviously, about the knee. According to John McMullen, the original injury was in the Rams game, but he never showed up in the injury report. It looks to me like he has what's best called a knee strain or a patellofemoral syndrome. And this is something that basically all the ligaments and cartilage portions are intact, but there's swelling and inflammation, and he's playing through pain. So it's definitely a concern. And I think, as you know, Seth, when you play in the league and you see somebody with a knee brace, it's like blood in the water and you're a shark. They go after it. And so I think it's definitely a concern. He's the most important player. But yet, if you're going to have a knee that's going to be bad, you'd better have it on your left knee, because he sure was able to plant and throw and tough it out with that 32-yard pass to AJ. And I think that he was very crisp with his passes. But I think overall the last couple of weeks he's looked slow. And in retrospect, against the Jets, he was feeling pain. So I think that's the key. He's the key injury. That's the person we'll be watching.
So Dr. Bruce, when Jalen is asked the question, how much discomfort is it going to give you moving forward, and he says, "We'll see." How do you interpret that?
That means that he's being stoic. And normally you'd expect to say, no, it's perfectly fine, but he's also a very honest person. So there's no doubt he's going to get a lot of therapy, a lot of ice, Motrin, ibuprofen. And obviously when you play against the Commanders, that's a divisional game. That's going to be a real gritty game in Washington. And he's the most important player. And he had to do a lot of those quarterback sneaks, but he functioned very well. And I thought he was very accurate. Being at the game, he was really stepping into his throws, and the connection between A.J. Brown and Jalen was great to watch.
Dr. Bruce, Jalen is a warrior. I'm not worried about him, but I'm not even worried about this other warrior either. Lane Johnson gave up his first sack for this season, and he's dealing, with a high ankle sprain. And a lot of people thought he wasn't going to play. He determined early in the week that he was going to play. How long can we expect Lane to be hampered by this? Because, taking on Washington next week, they've got, 3 first-round draft picks at defensive ends. These guys, can really get after the passer.
Yeah, and also looking, about Lane, he's going to be a lot of tape and a lot of ice, but he is a warrior. And I'm also concerned, obviously, about Cam Jurgens' spot. That's Sua Peta really looks like he's struggling there. So that's a concern on that right side. And I think Lane is going to step up and play well. But when you have an ankle strain, as you know, it's something, the ligaments get inflamed. And he's going to, just like Jalen, he's going to need a lot of therapy to his ankle during the next week.
Dr. Bruce, I want to stay with Lane Johnson real quick, because his injury, some people it takes 4 to 6 weeks to be able to fully recover. When do you think we'll be able to see him at 100%? Do they limit him a little bit in practice as well to try to get him ready for weeks going on?
Well, I just want to clarify one thing. The original diagnosis was a high ankle strain, and it was amended to be, and that's a great question, a lateral ankle strain, which is more of a grade 1 strain. So I would expect, you just never know when somebody's going to be 100%, but I expect the therapy they're going to get there is going to be exceptional. He's going to get a ton of stim, ultrasound, ice, and work, and they're going to tape the heck out of that ankle. But again, when you play that position, you're 6'3" and 300 pounds. There's a lot of repetitive strain, so that's kind of a hard question to answer as to 100%.
Dr. Bruce, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate the insight on the injuries, and we'll catch you next week. Go to bed.
Thanks a lot. I think I will. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, Dr. Bruce Grossinger with our injury report today. We'll come back and we'll put a wrap on this and also go over the drive of the game, which really, in my mind, won the game for the Eagles. We'll talk about that and future games coming up, including the Commanders next week, right here on the Ponlahaki Eagles postgame show from Ocean Casino.
My name is Dr. Bruce Grossinger, and I'm the medical director of Philadelphia PRP and Stem Cell Institute. I'm reaching out to those who suffer from spine and joint pain. We use treatment methods that require no surgery, no scalpel, no drugs.
Running, walking, or whatever your desires are, Dr. Grossinger is where you need to come.
You can benefit from the same PRP and stem cell treatment as Wilbert Montgomery. Call us now at 610-222-5675.